¿Qué mira, bobo? Anda para allá, bobo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Soulful Soccer channel. My name is Matt, and Argentina defeat Chile in the World Cup qualifying game 1-0. A bit of an underwhelming, I guess, victory. I feel like this is too warm, this light. A little bit of an underwhelming victory. I know a lot of us predicted it would be more of a kind of like a blowout, I guess you could say. I personally predicted 3-0, which I think is a very realistic scoreline. But a win is a win. I thought the team did well. We dominated. We had a lot of players play very well also, and I can never be upset with a win with the national team. Like I said, I always get very excited, very happy when I see this team play. And we're gonna talk about some kind of standout performances that really took place today. I don't expect to be on for too long because it is 11 o'clock at night, and my house is trying to go to sleep. So we'll try to keep this as short and sweet, but still keep the emotion and the intensity as we normally do with these post-game reactions. But I want to welcome everybody back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. Let's look at, first of all, what the starting lineup was for Argentina, and even take a look at some of Chile's players. Bang. This is how we lined up in the game today. Here, actually, let me make this bigger for you guys, like so. Like this, and I'm gonna move myself over here so you guys can see that better. Okay, so actually I'm gonna move it over here. my brothers are, yeah. Oh my god. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna flip horizontally like this. Okay, perfect. So this is the starting 11 for Argentina. We have El Dibu Martinez. Honestly, I got this bang right. Like, I literally got this spot on, the starting 11. So pat on the back for me. El Dibu Martinez starting in net. Nico Tagliafico on the left with Balerdi. Cristian Romero as El Capitan, as the right center back. Molina as the right back. The two CDMs, the two volantes, would be Rodrigo de Paul and Ezequiel Palacios. The front three, or the midfield three, would be Thiago Almada on the left. Nico Paz started as a cam with Simeone on the right. Julian Alvarez up top. As expected, right? This is a lineup that was very, very expected. We had Messi on the bench. We had Mastantuono, who made his debut off the bench. We had Navastoni. We had what's his face, who also came off the bench. Medina, who came off the bench as well. Foyth, we also saw at the very last minute to be a little bit more defensive, but overall, I thought it was a very solid performance for Argentina. I almost said Inter Miami, but for Argentina. Why you stole the glasses from the old man from the movie Up? Because he didn't need them anymore. I need them more than he does. I told him I need to watch the Argentina game, and he was like, you know what? You can borrow my glasses. And I'm like, I appreciate that. What a miss by Simeone. Yeah, so honestly, I thought that the scoreline definitely could have been 3-0. I think I definitely could have got the scoreline right if we would have been a little bit more clinical up top. I guess we'll kind of start with that. We'll start with some negatives, right? We're not going to focus too much on the negatives because it is a win. But I do want to mention that there were opportunities, I feel like, that Argentina had in this game that were very finishable. I don't know. Like, I think that's a word, right? If that's even a word. But it was very, we could have easily finished a couple of opportunities in front of the net, but we didn't. We had, I thought Molina, actually, look, shout out to Pablo, actually, who says Molina had a terrible game. I completely agree. I completely agree with the fact that Molina had a really bad game. I also thought that Nico Paz was a little bit slow, but I'm not going to be hard on Nico Paz because he's a young kid. I think that was his first start for the senior national team. So I'm not going to be too difficult on the kid. I thought Balerdi and Romero were very, very good as a defensive center back partnership. I liked Balerdi. I liked, obviously, Romero. El Cutia is always a very fantastic player for us. He did get a yellow card, which I'm not sure hurts him at all. It probably does, or gets him any closer to being suspended. Gustavo says, hola, más vamos Argentina, muy buen primer tiempo. Segundo, muchas imprecisiones, pero nada peligroso. I agree. Essentially, I thought we had a really good first half. We had we were pretty dominant, in my opinion. I thought we were pretty dominant in the first half. In the second half, we did, like what Gustavo said, we did let some things almost slip through. We did get away with not conceding maybe once or twice. Um, we almost scored again in the second half as well. But it's honestly, I don't know. Like, what can you say? I mean, like, I think like I don't want to take this game completely as a negative, right? Because at the end of the day, we experimented with a couple of players like Nico Paz, like with Valerdi at center back. We gave Thiago Almada another chance up in the starting 11. We didn't have Lautaro Martinez. We didn't have McAllister. We didn't have Paredes. We didn't have Enzo. We didn't have our main guys. So just to kind of, you know, see a slightly rotated Argentina team still be somewhat dominant against a very struggling Chile side is still good, but I think at the end of the day we could have put more on the board. Some positives though, I think that Thiago Almada was very standout. I think obviously Thiago Almada, Julian Alvarez, and even Simeone are always going to be standouts in my opinion. I thought Almada was all over the pitch. That man was dropping deep. He was getting forward. It's incredible how he can be everywhere all at once and participate in play and be involved and look for spaces and pass the ball into spaces. It's really really awesome what Thiago Almada can do. And Julian Alvarez is very similar. I mean, like he literally is everywhere. He drops deep. He drops back to help defend. He makes amazing runs in between the defenders. He looks for space in behind. His finishing is always great, and it's awesome. It's we're very very lucky to have players like that and have a player like Julian Alvarez who is having a fantastic season this year. And it's awesome. How do you think about Messi? Uh, I feel like he should start though. Messi today, I mean, like, well, he wasn't feeling fully match fit from what we spoke about in the preview, and what I also said in the preview that I think it would be wise for him to sit out for today's game and to play the game against Colombia and start and hopefully play the majority of the game against Colombia. Um, because it doesn't make sense. We're through to the World Cup. We're already qualified. It doesn't make sense to risk any players. So at this point, we should use these games to uh, continue to build our chemistry, to try out new players, to see what kind of team we are going to be bringing with us next year to the World Cup. Excuse me. Um, and I think we need to continue, and we just have to keep doing that. And that goes to the same thing for Colombia. Argentina's defense is really strong. I 100% agree. Vamos, Argentina todavía. En Italia, quise decir, son las 5 de la mañana. That is a lot. That is very, very early. That is very, very early. Well, luckily, you didn't have to do a lot of screaming because it was only one goal. Um, so, I mean, here it's 11 o'clock, so it's very late. I can't wait to go to sleep. I'm like very tired. Although not our best game, getting 3 points away while Scaloni experimented with the lineup is definitely a win. No, 100% agree, Pablo. And Messi is starting in the next game per commentator. He is 38, man. He can't go nonstop no more. I 100% agree, Ruben. Um, I don't even expect him to play the full 90 against Colombia. I expect him to play maybe a half, maybe 50 minutes. I wouldn't even be surprised if he doesn't start. I highly doubt it, though. He'll probably start. But it is what it is, man. But I don't want to spend too much. I don't want to talk too much about Messi because Messi's Messi. Not that he barely played. I think he played like 30 minutes or so. I mean, he did look good coming on. I mean, like he made a couple passes. He was dribbling, and he does what Messi does. But um, we had El Debo who made a bunch of saves, who saved us a couple of times. So, and that's just typical Debo. We had Tagliafico, who is what I said it before, and I'm gonna stand by it. I think he's one of the best Argentinian left backs that we've ever produced in our history. Um, and he just showed his dominance on the left tonight. But no, I thought, yeah, we were a little bit slow today. We could have been a little bit more dominant, especially in the second half, and we probably wouldn't get away with how we played in the second half against respectfully tougher opponents. Chile struggled almost the whole game. I mean, like in the first half, they were barely even playing. They weren't even playing at all, I don't think. In the second half, they tried to come up and try to create some opportunities. Um, and it almost worked out for them, but at the end of the day, they just weren't good enough. I mean, like you have Arturo Vidal, you still have Alexis Sanchez who are doing very well for the team. I thought Echeverria in the midfielder was very good. I thought I mean, I'm trying to look at their team. I don't really like the way I thought their defense was very leaky. Like I thought their center backs definitely gave our guys a lot of space in behind. And I don't know if that was just me, but I feel like I'm crooked. I don't know. I have to fix that. I think it's my stand. I have to get a new stand. It's like a little wobbly. It's not stable anymore. But yeah, so I think Chile also weren't really on their best, and they weren't even Chile weren't at their best, and we were only able to put one past them. So it's a little bit concerning, but it's nothing really to kind of stress over. I think we'll be fine. I think going to going to play on Colombia. What is it on Tuesday? Um, at Argentina, I think it's going to be a lot better. We're gonna feel more at home. We're gonna feel good. Um, we're gonna have essentially all of our starters back. Uh, that yeah, all of the starters that are suspended except for Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez is still going to be suspended. I mean, Lo Celso is going to be injured. Lautaro Martinez is going to be injured. But for the most part, we're gonna have Enzo. We're gonna have Paredes. So we're gonna have a more familiar team against Colombia, and I'm very very excited for that, and I can't wait to talk about that game when it does come around. Um, I was gonna say something about oh yeah, Mastantuono. I want to talk about Mastantuono just a little bit. He only came on for like the last 6 minutes of the game, and a very anticipated debut, right? He made his debut for the national team. Congrats to him. And honestly, there's keep getting confirmations about him joining Real Madrid, and I think that's going to be confirmed probably after the international break. That's probably going to be confirmed. Him going to Real Madrid, which is amazing for him, and hopefully he can be a real good asset for the national team, a real good asset for Real Madrid or whoever he ends up playing with. Because I think he'll be a really really good player. He did have an opportunity at the end there where he took like a really heavy touch, and ended up going to, I don't know if I forget if it was the keeper or a defender, but he did have an opportunity at the end, but it didn't work out for him, unfortunately. Um, but now, if I would have to give like a man of the match, I'm looking through here. I'm getting like text. I don't know if you guys can hear my phone vibrate. I'm getting like a bunch of text messages. But if I were to give a man of the match for today's game, I would probably have to give it to maybe, I want to say Thiago Almada, because of how involved he was in the game. Mm, I don't know. I mean, if you guys were to give a man of the match, who would you give it to out of these guys? I might go for Thiago Almada. I mean, you can easily go for Julian because he scored the goal. I mean, the SofaScore gave Romero an 8.0 rating. Let's check out some of his stats. This was his heat map, very very advanced heat map. He had 5 clearances, 2 block shots, 3 interceptions, 3 total tackles, 2 dribbles. He won 6 duels out of 10, 2 in the air. Lost possession only 3 times. Committed 2 fouls, was fouled once. He made 106 passes because we were so dominant in this game, of course. 3 accurate long balls. A very, very awesome game for Christian Romero. Um, but I don't know. I think I don't know. I mean, like we can give it to Christian. I mean, we normally don't give man of the matches to Christian or to defenders anyway. So we could give it a Cristiano for his really good defensive performance. I mean, our defense was pretty good, or is very good in general. So, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, I'm kind of like iffy. I'm kind of like I'm not like excited. I'm not like that excited that we won because it was a very iffy victory. But at the same time, it's like I'm also not upset because there's nothing really to worry about, and this is an experimental team and new players and new system and well, not new system, but just new players for the system, and it's all good. Did you see the Spain versus France game? I did. I did for the first half, and then I had to go to Miami. I had to pick up my Club World Cup uniform, which I have, which I'll show you guys next time. I'll show you guys in the preview for the Colombia game and the Argentina versus Colombia. I'll show you guys my uniform. I think I can do that. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'll be in trouble for it. Um, but I did see the game. It was 5-1, and then France made it 5-4. I'm very happy that Spain won. I really hope they make it to the final. Spain is going to be a huge problem in the World Cup next year. If Spain don't win it, or if Spain don't at least make it to the final, I would be extremely shocked, because this is the best Spanish team I feel like we've seen in a while, and probably since they won it back in 2010. This is a really good Spanish tight end. Lamine Yamal and is a very awesome player. He's an exciting player to watch. He's a very fun player to watch, and seeing players like what's it called? Let me actually pull that here. Let me pull that game up real quick. As we're wrapping this Argentina talk up. But this whole here, yeah, look, let me show you guys this. So this whole like 5-4 is insane. 5-4. They have Lamine Yamal got a 9.7 rating. Nico Williams with Ayazarbal, Zubamendi, Pedri, Merino, Cucurella. This kid, I can never say his name. Dean Huijsen, who's going to Madrid. Unai Simon, Lenormand, Pedro Porro. It's a very awesome team, man. It's a very awesome team, and the bench is just even more stacked than the freaking lineup itself. So no, this is an amazing game, and if you missed it, you gotta watch it back, because this was awesome. This was an awesome game to watch. I'm very excited to watch the final, which I believe is on Sunday. So, or Sunday or Saturday. I think it's Saturday. I don't know. I'll have to see it. Spain versus Argentina in the Finalissima. Dude, I can't wait. Dude, they're. I don't know if they're. I don't know why they're being very iffy about the Finalissima now. I don't know if you guys have been like listening or reading anything about the Finalissima against Spain, but they still. I don't know if they still don't know when they're gonna play it. Like they keep saying like, oh, we're gonna play it like in March of 2026 or something, but apparently like nobody wants to play it at that time because of the World Cup being so like close to that date, and they don't want to risk anything, or I don't know. I mean, I kind of agree. Like I wish it was this year, if anything. Like I wish the Finalissima would happen this year, which is what happened in which is what happened like in the, I guess, in the World Cup. Or no, actually, the Finalissima did happen like in June of the same year as the World Cup. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm very excited whenever we do play that Finalissima. I'm gonna be very excited, and I don't know if I'll go to it, but I went to the last one and it was very awesome. But we'll see what happens. Thiago and Messi, amazing passes to each other tonight. Yeah, no, absolutely. I can't wait to see the Finalissima. The calmness Spain plays with is unreal, but I think Argentina has a better team. I think I don't know. I think it's very even, to be honest, because I can't say that we have a better team than Spain, but I definitely can say that we both have high quality teams, 1,000%, with younger players, even with players in their prime. Um, like Spain have Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Subemendi, uh, Mikel Moreno, who's doing great, Huijsen, who's doing amazing, Nico Williams is doing great. It's it's just, I guess it depends. I mean, I like my De Paul, McAllister, and Enzo combo, but I can't disrespect Spain because they're also an amazing team. But anyway, De Paul versus Vidal was picante. Yeah, they were barking at each other all game. I thought it was hilarious. It was just typical De Paul. being De Paul and um what's his name? Vidal was trying to keep him in check, but I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was very funny. But I can't really talk much. It was just a 1-0 game. I don't want to kind of drag this on longer than it has to be. But I'm like I said, I'm very excited, or I'm very happy to see Argentina play. I always like watching La Selección, La Albiceleste play. I'm very passionate about international football, and I prefer it over club football, and I will die on that hill. And but yeah, no, I want to appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm just gonna wrap it up here because there's really not much to talk about. And if there's more that I come up with, or that if I watch the game again, or if I read something or see something that I haven't really touched on, I'll talk about it in the Colombia preview, and we'll kind of go from there. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to this post-game reaction. I know it wasn't the most eventful post-game reaction, but it was a 1-0 win against Chile. We were very dominant. Some positives, some negatives, as it always is. I don't want to drag it on longer than it has to be. But I appreciate you guys coming by, talking with me, and reacting to this game with me. I will be a lot more excited, more hyped for Colombia. Colombia is going to be one heck of a rivalry. I know the Colombian fans are going to want to keep... we lost to Colombia last time, so we're going to want to get our revenge against Colombia this time around. And I'm very excited for that. So make sure you stay tuned. I think it's Monday, because we play them on Tuesday, so stay tuned for Monday for a live stream. We'll do a preview then, and then we'll do a post-game reaction Tuesday after the game. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the time I go live. And before I keep you guys any later than you have to be, have a great rest of your night. Y vamos Argentina, carajo. Ciao, guys. Buenas noches.
¿Qué mira, bobo? Anda para allá, bobo.